Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something really exciting. This is actually the most requested thing on my Instagram and my blog and just all my social medias is how I get these voluminous waves. I get a lot of questions on the tools I use, just how I curl my hair in general, just what I'm doing. So I really wanted to put this video out for you guys so that you could see what I'm doing in my everyday curling technique. It's super simple and I feel like I made it super clear for you to follow. If you follow these steps, your hair will last for a few days, definitely the full day that you're gonna curl your hair, and it's just gonna look really good. So keep watching if you wanna see the way I curl my hair, and I'll see you in a second. I get a lot of questions on my blog about what I use, how I do it, and to be honest, the tool you're using is going to be the most important part, even more important than the technique you use to curl your hair. I love using a wand, and I've gone back and forth honestly between the two, and in the end I ended up going back to the wand just because you can get a longer curl. And for me to have my curls last for 3-4 days, like, that's a dream, because who wants to curl their hair every day? You know, like if you could curl it every other day or at least every 3 days, that would be amazing because you don't have to take as much time in the morning. So for me, the T3 does everything I want. The heat, the intensity, the ceramic barrel, it's just amazing. And what I love about this wand in particular is it actually has 3 interchangeable barrels. So I always use the 1.5 barrel, the largest barrel in the set, because it just gives me some pretty beachy loose waves. I can make it tight even with this barrel, but I usually keep it about the middle, so not too tight, not too loose. If I'm doing something super casual, I'll do something loose, but for the most part, I do something in between a tight curl and a wavy curl. So that's what I'm going to be using today, and this is actually what I use all the time. So you're going to be getting a full tutorial of what I do every time I curl my hair. I always do the same technique, and I've been doing this technique for a few years now. So I'm gonna get started in the actual hair tutorial. So the way I usually curl my hair is I start by parting it kind of toward my, like where my ear is. I'm looking down because my mirror is down there. And when I curl my hair, I actually do 3 sections. So that's the way I've been doing my hair for a couple years now. My hair's pretty thick, so I like to get every section even, and I feel that that gets your curls the best looking. So this is how I would pin up my hair as I'm starting. Just making sure this little piece is up. And then I'll bring it to the front and just brush it out, make sure that like everything's like good. I personally don't use that much hairspray. I know some people use a lot, some people use a little, some people use none. I use very little. What I'll do is spray it after I'm done blow drying, and that's kind of the only hairspray I put in my hair. I used to use a ton of hairspray, but I just don't like that look with curls. I feel like curls should look effortless and beautiful and just soft and voluminous, and I love that look. So that's kind of what I go for when I do my hair. So what I'll do is I'll press this button, and that turns on the curler. There is 5 different levels, and I actually use the highest heat. I know that's not very good to do, but I personally do it because I feel like my hair finishes faster. I don't have to sit and hold it forever. I probably hold for about 7 to 10 seconds depending on like if I feel the curl is heating up correctly. And so I like to use the highest heat. That's your own preference. That's just personally what I do. So once my curler is heated up, I'll start from the back. I'll get a section, probably about this size from the back, and I'll get my curler, and I go from behind. So if I'm curling the left side of my hair, I'll take the wand in my right, and I'll put it behind my head. I'll put it behind my head like this, wrap it around, and hold it. So I'll hold it, like I said, for about 7 to 10 seconds. When I'm done, I don't let it fall. That's one thing that I do that I feel like sets me apart from a lot of people. A lot of people will just let their curl fall. I hold it. So I curl it for about 5 to 10 seconds, then I hold it for about another 5, then I let it go. So as you can see, it literally is the size of the barrel that I used, and it's staying up. It's like tight and it's up. It's not straight dragging down. So you can see that it's pretty curled right there. So I'll repeat that step again. Take another strand, and this is about the thickness that I do for my whole head. I don't like to do too thick of a strand because then I notice that the curl will fall a lot easier. If you use the right amount, then your curls won't fall. So as I'm curling my hair, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm actually not spinning or twirling my hair as I'm putting it on the curler. My hair is going straight and flat right on the curler, and I'm not letting it twist, because if you let it twist, they turn more into ringlets than anything. So I like it flat on the curler. So same thing as I did before. Let it go, and I release it in my hand. It does get a little hot in your hand, but it's not horrible. It just feels a little warm. So I let it sit. Sometimes I'll even kind of air it out like this, because what you're doing while it's up like this is you're letting it cool off in the position that it was heated up. So when you do that, it keeps your curls a lot longer, and it's just a lot more beautiful and voluminous. So I'm going to do the same thing for this. Flat on the curler. And then hold for about 5 to 10 seconds depending. This is a thicker strand, so I might hold this a little longer than I do the other strands. Let it go. Hold it in my hand, air it out, and let it go in the back. So I'll repeat the same thing for this side, except for I'm going to switch hands. So now I'm going to use my right hand to hold my hair and my left hand to hold my curling wand. It's really important to also remember when you're curling your hair, you need to curl away from your face. If you're using your curler and curling in, your hair is just going to stick to the front like this, not be voluminous at all, and not even be natural, because your hair does not naturally come forward. You want to curl it back away from your face. So that's what I do. Same thing, bring it back behind my head, wrap it straight flat on there. So like I was saying, just continue to wrap and hold in your hand, even the small pieces. I'll do every single piece this way. It may take you an extra 5 to 10 minutes to curl your hair, but to me it's worth it. So we just finished the bottom half. I'll pull it forward just so you see so far. So as you can see so far, it's not super curly, but it's not super loose. And if you don't want it this curly, don't forget that you can actually brush it out at the end and it'll make it loose. So to me, it's better to keep it tighter and then loosen it than make it loose and then regret it later. So this is how it's looking so far. I'm going to take my second half down and do the same thing. And just remember, you're doing the same thing for all 3 sections. show you the very top of my head because I do this a little bit differently than the bottom half. So first off, I separate it to 3 sides. I use my right on my right side, my left on my left side, and then I use the back part of my hair straight in the back. I like to separate it in 3 different directions just because it makes my hair look the most natural and just makes my hair look super voluminous after it's done. So I always start on this side and I start in the back again. Same thing, I always start in the back. So curl it, curling it the same exact way you've been curling all the other ones. Sometimes I may or may not hold this curl as long just because it's the front pieces, and these are usually the pieces you want to fall down and just look beautiful and seamless. So you don't want these too curly, but you still want them to be curled and to stay curled. So same thing. Curling the entire piece of hair. Holding it. And when I do this, I kind of sometimes brush it at the root because if you don't, it'll turn just like piecey. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen that look of curl. Just looks piecey and doesn't blend in. I want everything to blend. So sometimes I'll do that as I'm curling. Now when I get to the front, I always hold these probably the longest. So I'm going to separate that too. And I usually try to go thinner in the amount of hair when I get to the front. The reason I do that is because a lot of times the front of my hair is what falls first. And I just love my hair to look pushed back and just frame my face and not just fall flat to my face. So that's why I usually hold these curls the longest. So it would be this strand that I hold the longest. And I'll hold it up. So by holding it up, you're making sure that it's not totally slicked on your face. It's going to be up and out. So you'll see when I'm done what I'm talking about. So I'll hold it and let it go. So you can kind of see it kind of goes up in the front. So I'll kind of brush it just with my nails. And this strand and curl. So just brush it, brush it. Do you see what I mean? Like these pieces, you see the curl, so I brush that. Then I move to the other side. Same thing, start in the back. Hold it straight on the curler. Depending on how thick your hair is, will determine how thick of a strand to take in. So if you have thicker hair, some strands may be thicker and some thinner. And if you have thinner hair, you may want to do thinner curls all around, because if you get too thick of a piece, it might be like half your head. So just be aware of like the thickness of your own hair, and that's kind of what made me kind of master the way I love doing my hair, is kind of realizing the type of hair I have and taking advantage of it. And I had a lot of issues doing my hair because it was so thick at one point. So I kind of had to get a certain way that I love to do my hair and the way that I knew it would look the best for it to look the best, because everyone has different hair. Now I have the front part of my hair. Same thing with this side. I'm going to take it up and not out like the other pieces. So I'll take my curler, wrap it up, and it'll sit right on top of my head. Same thing, hold it, This is the most important part for me actually, because if the front part looks a little bit weird, the whole thing is gonna look weird. So making sure it's curly and voluminous, because this will fall. You're not gonna leave it obviously looking like this, but it will fall. So keeping it curly is my motto. So making sure I got all the pieces in the back, which I believe I did. So now when I'm starting here, I'll split it in half like this. I'll put one to the side and I'll take my right hand. So when I do the back, I always take my right hand and I wrap as if I'm doing the left side of my hair. So I always do the back pieces to the left. Hold. Sometimes I hold it up a little bit more. And then take the second piece. Probably split this again. It was a little too thick. And hold. So I'll hold this one straight back, just curled. So as you can see, it's like up in the back straight. And then I'll release it and it'll fall. Now because I curl the back to the left, I'll have a gap like this. And I will literally just take my nails, or even a brush, sometimes I'll use a brush. And I like to just separate anything that's still separated. So separate and kind of voluminize the top, kind of volumize the top. Same thing here, pull it up, brush it out, make sure it's separated. Same with the front, and then just kind of relax it a little bit, just so that my hair is not sticking up like crazy. I don't like to tease, personally. I know a lot of girls love to tease their hair and just make it super just teased in the root right here. I don't like to do that. I literally just do what I just did. I'll rub my brush and that is enough tease for me. I don't need that much of a tease in my hair. Sometimes I'll hairspray it just like this, just so it can keep the roots up, because that will fall. Your roots are gonna fall. So just keep that. Then I'll just kind of play with it, make sure that it looks good. And after that, you're done. And this is literally how I curl my hair. Let me bring it to the front so you can see it. Kind of play with it, separate my pieces. Like I said, I don't brush out the middle of my hair. I don't like doing that. It takes away the curl and I just personally don't like it. So I will just kind of maybe go like this with my fingers and make sure it's good to go. It has volume and it's not just like one little ringlet, which my hair used to look like that back in the day. I would curl it and it would almost be like 2 curls on this side and 2 curls on this side. It wouldn't be one big body of hair. So now I just love that big body of hair. Same thing. And sometimes I'll go back and touch up. So like you see that piece in the front, I'll touch that up. But for the most part, it'll turn out like this and I'm ready to go take a blog shoot, take pictures, go to Disneyland or wherever I'm going. This is how I do my hair. Let me know if you try it out and if you like this technique or if you have other techniques. I love learning new things and I love growing in the way I do my hair or my makeup or anything. So I hope you enjoyed this video and please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also have a blog and that is www.blushdarling.com. I will put the link below. And you can visit that. I put a lot of stuff about hair and makeup and fashion and lifestyle. So I would love if you check that out. I hope you guys have a great day and a great week. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.